Some things break your heart, but fix your vision. Absolutely. Shout out to the author of this quote. I don't know who shared this quote. Y'all know if I did, I would shout them out, okay? Because we ain't no haters over here and we give credit where it's due. But collective, you can clearly see now that the rain is gone. What's that one jingle on the, I don't even know what brand that was, but I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Like, I forget the commercial and I forget the brand, but if y'all remember, let me know down in the comments below. But you are at this point of your life now, collective, where all of the confusion, all of the fog, all of the distractions, they're at a minimum. Like, you have so much clarity over your life. And it's because you've put in that work to get this vision about yourself. You've went through a lot of heartbreaks, right? And so now you're becoming a pro at picking up on the subtle signs of these types of people, right? You've got betrayed a lot. People played in your face a lot, right? But people done a lot of unnecessary things, right? And, it's not saying to point the finger like, oh, everybody's been out to get you. But, of course, you've allowed those things. You've allowed these people to come in and you allowed them to stay past their expiration point. Some of these people you knew from the start they were no good for you. Some of these people in places, once you figured out that they were no good, you still continue to allow them into your space. You can still consider it a poor energy, and it backfired on you. It devastated you, right? Some of these people, after they hurt you, you've allowed them to come back in and they hurt you even more and worse, right? You were still building, you were still growing, you were still evolving, you were still learning how to love yourself, collective. You were still learning how to create healthy boundaries and protect your heart from these no good people. And a lot of you guys, it wasn't your fault. From a very early on in age, you were not taught to love yourself properly. You were not taught to create healthy boundaries and habits because you grew up with caregivers who were unhealed and emotionally disturbed and had their own trauma that they did not work through. So they passed it down to you and projected their own pain onto you. A lot of you guys didn't have that emotional support and emotional backing, A lot of you had to go through a lot of heartbreak in order for something to finally click and say, whoa, okay, now I get it, right? A lot of you had to go through that stage of getting your hand burnt on the stove to realize that it was hot. A lot of you guys had to learn hard lessons to make a soft ass. And that is okay because there was no other way, collective. You had no other option. You didn't have that guidance, right? You didn't have the love and support that you needed that was necessary to protect you from these types of individuals and environments. So you had to experience it firsthand on your own. But that was a blessing in disguise because, it's one thing if someone tells you and you can avoid those traps because they told you, but it's another thing for you to actually go through and experience that. And now firsthand, you have firsthand evidence why you're not going to go through that again. And now you can become the teacher to show other people different ways and different routes to how to navigate through life, right, collective? So you were the student, but now you've become the teacher because you were a student of life. And you didn't allow these situations to harden you. Yes, they broke your heart, but it woke you up to realize, whoa, I know my worth now. I deserve better than this. I want more than what I'm receiving, right? I'm putting out way too much energy. I'm supporting too many people that don't support me, that don't love me. This is you now, collective. Like, you had this realization, but it took your heart to be broken. It took for you to go through these experiences to actually wake you up because you were in a sleep. You were in a slumber, right? You were chasing validation, chasing love outside of you, chasing acceptance outside of you because, again, you were never taught that this is within you. No one poured that love onto you and made you feel appreciated and made you feel loved for who you are. So you ran around outside trying to chase that external validation. But you woke up after you broke so many times, right? And I commend you, and I'm so proud of you, collective, because a lot of people allow their hearts to continuously get broke until they become bitter, right? And then they just accept their situation for what it is. But not you. You did not allow your environment, you did not allow that situation, you did not allow that person or that circumstance to define you, collective. You didn't give up on yourself. You didn't say, hey, all right, well, I'm just settling because I just keep going through. No, that wasn't you. You were a warrior. You said, hey, okay, well, I'm going to just keep rolling with the punches. All right. I got hurt. Okay, look, I'm going to take notes. See, and that's another thing, collective. You were taking mental notes. It's not like you were blindlessly, aimlessly going through this heartbreak and difficult situations. No, you were collecting data, and then you started to move differently. You learned from your mistakes, so you weren't repeating the same mistakes. Maybe for a period of your life, you were repeating, going back to the same types of relationships and same types of people. But again, it was like a final straw happened and you just had enough, right? And you started to make different choices. You started to make different habits, and you started to value different things, right? And little by little, this literally it literally cleared up all of the cloudiness out of your eyes. And now you were able to see people for who they are, because now you started to pour back into yourself. Now you started to create these healthy habits within you, right? And once you did that, you've literally cleared your vision up. You went through enough experiences, so now you can see through any type of darkness, collective. This is a powerful, powerful message. This is because of you. You've done the work. You did not give up on yourself. So now you can see clearly because the rain is gone. Okay? Who am I talking to, collective? I know I'm talking to somebody, because I know I just can't be talking to myself. Listen, if this is your first time here and you enjoy the content, please also make sure you subscribe. I would definitely love to have you a part of our tribe. And drop some comments down below if you feel me on this message or you want to add to it in any way. I love you guys. Thank you so much for continuing to support. It's Kar. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.